Hello everyone, my name is Ms. Bowen and I am a school counselor intern. So I'm at Georgia State University studying to be a school counselor, and my last requirement is to spend a year in a school system to kind of really get an understanding of what school counselors do. So I will be here at South Cobb High School all year, and so I'm excited to get to meet as many of you as possible. And today I'm giving a lesson on some different post-secondary information that you all need as you move into your senior year. But before we do that, since we're virtual right now, I wanted to take a little moment of your time and go over who your school counselor is and how you can contact them right now. So if your last name starts with an A to a C, your school counselor will be Mrs. Higgins Brooks. D through J is Ms. Freeman. K through P is Mrs. Smith. Q through Z is Ms. Cox. If you're a magnet student, no matter what your last name is, you will have Ms. Higgins Brooks. If you're dual enrollment, that will be Ms. Smith, and if you're a SOAR student, you will be with Mrs. Kane. So right now, you can contact any of us through email. So our emails are typically our first name dot last name at cobbk12.org. You can also schedule appointments with us by going to our website. So you can visit the school counseling website by going to the main South Cobb High School website and then clicking on the counseling tab, and that will lead you directly to our website. So the essential question we're going to be asking and answering today is, how do I put my post-secondary plan into action? And so we're going to be talking about the plan that you have for after graduation, state workforce development initiatives, college admissions versus high school graduation requirements, which is different, different exams like the SAT, ACT, AccuPlacer, and the ASVAB, the college admissions process, financial aid scholarship resources, dual enrollment, and how to utilize Naviance to explore and save post-secondary options. So what do you need to know? What is your path after high school going to be? What requirements are you going to have to complete in order to get there? What tests do you need to take, and how are you going to pay for it? So some post-secondary options. There are lots of different post-secondary options. So we have apprenticeships and job training. So on-the-job training is short-term or long-term training that is provided by an employer at the beginning of a new job. We have the military, which is branches like the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, and these typically require 6 to 11 weeks of basic training when you join. We have specialty schools, so these are schools like Full Sail, Nashville Diesel, Cordon Bleu, Paul Mitchell, all these schools that specialize in a very specific area of learning. We have 2-year community colleges and technical schools. So a 2-year community college, you can earn an associate's degree, or you can take courses that is going to be able to transfer to a 4-year college. And then technical schools, you can enroll in a certificate or a diploma program in order to prepare you for a specific career. And then 4-year colleges and universities, you can earn a bachelor's degree for a broad-based education, and then you choose a specific education in a chosen subject area or major. So let's talk more about trades and apprenticeships. Trades and apprenticeships can be an awesome opportunity for people. So these are going to be based on occupations such as skilled construction, electrician, plumber, welder, anything that's considered a trade or a craft. So the completion of an apprenticeship is generally associated with some sort of skilled labor, and the training can last from 1 to 5 years, and you'll typically get paid on the job training as you're going. These are awesome opportunities for people, especially since there's a much higher demand than there is people to fill the jobs right now. These kinds of programs can lead to secure and well-paying jobs. Additional education and training can provide high levels of advancement and really good paying jobs with really high salaries.
Look, I've got nothing bad to say about a college education. Really. I have one. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And if you have the desire and the money to pay for a 4-year degree, I say go for it. But look, we need to stop promoting higher education at the expense of every other form of learning. It's just crazy. It leads to unintended consequences. And right now we got a big one. It's called a skills gap. And the skills gap is bad news for anybody who's addicted to paved roads or electricity or indoor plumbing. Welders, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, seam fitters, pipe fitters, all across the country. There's shortages in these areas, even with unemployment going through the roof. It's crazy. 50 years ago, those jobs were critical. They still are. The problem is we just don't value them the way we used to. So we don't encourage people to pursue them. We're so focused on getting into the corner office, we forgot how to build a corner office.
So state workforce development initiatives that are here in Georgia, we have the High Demand Career Initiative, which is the HDIC. This was launched in 2014 by Governor Nathan Deal, and this initiative is an opportunity to allow Georgia to hear directly from employers of our state about what they expect their future talent needs will be, and it will give our institutions of education the chance to get ahead of the curve in preparing tomorrow's workforce. We also have the Hope Career Grant. And so the Hope Career Grant can be a boost to a student's need to get started on a rewarding career in a well-paying job and without accumulating any student loan debt. So it also helps in Georgia employers by creating a pipeline of skilled workers so that they can hire them well into the future. So you can get your entire tuition paid if you're eligible for the Hope Career Grant. You also must be eligible in receiving the Hope Grant. These two grants together will cover all the tuition for 17 different programs of study. And so these are the different programs that are covered. So these programs are in high demand. That means there are not enough workers right now out in the field to be able to fill them. And they can be studied at any technical college tuition free. There's not a GPA requirement to earn the Hope Grant or the Hope Career Grant out of high school. And so this is just the list of all of them. So we have computer programming, we have practical nursing, health science, diesel equipment technology, and a lot more. So we also have military and military academies. So if you're interested in any of these different military branches, we have their websites listed there for you to look into it, as well as the military academy that's associated with it. So if you're interested in the military, you need to speak with a recruiter to learn more about the opportunities available in the military. There are a lot of excellent scholarships out there for students who pursue ROTC in college. You will need to take the ASVAB for career placement and branch eligibility, no matter which military branch you're interested in. And military academy appointments are highly competitive, and students accepted attend completely free. And so let's talk about the requirements for college admissions versus the requirements to graduate high school, because they're not the same. So the requirements to graduate high school is determined by the Georgia Department of Education. In college, it's determined by the individual college for admissions. The high school graduation is going to be tracked by you, your teachers, and your school counselor. In college admissions, it's only going to be tracked by you. It's your responsibility to find out exactly what it needs that you need to take in order to be able to attend that college. With high school graduation, are needed before you earn a diploma. You graduate if you earn a minimum. With college admissions, you need to have these requirements met before you can be even accepted. So you may not be accepted with just the minimum. They might actually even want more than that. High school graduation includes 23 required credits in a specific area, and college admissions is going to include the SAT, ACT, or the AccuPlacer. So meeting a minimum admissions requirement is not going to guarantee admissions. You can look at different colleges' websites and their freshman profile to get an idea of what you need to be paying attention to. And the college admissions requirements are often greater than the graduation requirements, even in Georgia. So what does college mean? So there are several types of schools someone with a high school diploma can attend to earn an undergraduate degree or certificate. So there's those specialty schools where you can get a certificate or a diploma. There's the two-year or technical colleges where you can get a certificate, diploma, or an associate's. And then there's the four-year college or degree where you can get a bachelor's. So how do you get to college? So first you want to research different colleges online. Look into the different programs that they offer, what the campus environment is like, look into different college fairs and info sessions, and then you want to make a list of potential schools. So when you're making your list of potential schools, you want to have 3 different categories. So this first category is going to be your reach schools. So these are schools that might require a GPA or a test score that's a little bit higher than what you have. So you want to look at the college freshman profile or something like that to get an idea of what the current admissions is looking at and what they're currently accepting. And if it's something that's a little bit more than what you have, that can be a reach school. And you want to have 1 or 2 reach schools that you consider in your list of schools. Then you want to have some target schools, and you want to have 2 to 3 target schools. And these are schools where your GPA and your test scores match up pretty similarly to what they're looking for and what the current freshman class that is entering is being able to produce. And then you want to have a couple safety schools. So these are schools where you are confident you will be able to get in. So your core GPA and your test scores are above what the majority of students who are attending are reporting that their GPA and test scores are. So after you've done that, you can look at different resources to find this information out. So you can go to Georgia Futures, you can go to Career Cruising, you can go to Big Future, which is on College Board, and there are lots of other places where you can look into this and find that information. So after you've done that, that's when you're going to start applying. So you're going to be applying to colleges in your senior year, so next year. What you want to do is you want to look at each school's application. So do they have an online application? How do they want you to apply? They're probably going to want a transcript to be sent to their school. So what do they say about how they want transcripts sent? What test scores do they want? Do they want it sent directly from the testing place? So do they want it sent directly from the ACT? Or do they want it sent through College Board? Look into application fees. So typically when you have to apply for a college, there's going to be an application fee associated with it. Now, if you're on free or reduced lunch, you can get this waived. So you want to pay attention to that. And then you also want to look and see if they require letters of recommendation. So some schools are going to require teacher recommendations. Some schools are going to require counselor recommendations. So take a look at these, get an idea of what the school is that you're interested in wants, and know what the deadlines are, because they are going to be very hard and fast deadlines. So you definitely want to make sure that you are not waiting until the last minute, because servers do sometimes go down and postal workers can strike and stuff can happen. So you want to try to get your applications done as soon as possible in your senior year. So the college entrance tests, we have the ACT and the SAT. So the ACT is going to have 4 sections: math, English, science, reading, and then an optional writing if you wanted. The SAT only has 2 sections, math and reading, and then the optional writing. Both do not have any penalty for guessing, but are scored differently. So with the ACT, the maximum score you can get is a 36. With the SAT, the maximum score you can get is a 1600. So most colleges will accept either of these tests, and the writing requirement of whether you have to take that portion is going to vary by college. These tests are going to be required for admissions to a 4-year university. You can take both, and you can take them multiple times. You can qualify for a fee waiver if you're on free or reduced lunch, so contact your school counselor about that. And there are different places you can go to practice and prepare. So for the ACT, you can get free online practice at ACT Academy. And for the SAT, you can go to Khan Academy for free online practice. And then these are some other tests that you may need. So the AccuPlacer is the test that is used for placement in 2-year and technical colleges. The ASVAB is going to be utilized for entrance into military jobs and any military branch. And then the SAT subject tests are required by some very highly competitive colleges. So it's your responsibility to check with the individual colleges for what those admissions requirements are. So what are some ways you can pay for college? And so the first one is using family's money. So if you have money that your family has saved up for you, that's definitely a resource you can utilize. We also have grants and scholarships. So grants and scholarships are typically based on specific requirements, and these don't have to be paid back. So this is money that they will give you that you never have to worry about paying back to anyone. versus a loan is going to be something that you can take out now. They'll give you the money, but you have to give it back, and typically with interest after you graduate. And then there are also work-study programs. So work-study programs is a job that you can have on campus that can help pay for some of your tuition. So if you're an undocumented student, financial aid requirements are going to be different. A lot of times there are different ways that you can pay for college other than just the traditional Hope Scholarship. So you can sometimes get scholarships through especially private universities and private colleges where you don't necessarily need to have a social security number. And so it's your responsibility as a student to contact a college directly to understand what different scholarships and opportunities are going to be available to you. So the Hope Scholarship, this is probably the most popular one we have here in Georgia. So the Hope Scholarship is going to require a 3.0 core GPA. And you can calculate what your Hope Scholarship is at Georgia Futures. So a core GPA means they're not including things like your electives. They're only looking at your maths, your Englishes, and other core classes. You must earn a minimum of 4 credits from the academic rigor course list prior to graduating from high school. So you can find this also at Georgia Futures. You have to be pursuing a 2-year or 4-year degree. You must graduate high school, and you have to be a resident for at least 1 year with a green card or citizenship. And so what the Hope Scholarship will do is it will cover a percentage of your tuition. Now the Hope Grant has no initial GPA requirement, but however, once you get into college, you're going to be required to maintain 2.0. So that's going to be given to students who are pursuing a technical certificate or a diploma. You must have a high school diploma or a GED. You must be a Georgia resident for at least 1 year, have a green card or citizenship, and it will cover a percentage of tuition. So you apply for Hope by completing the FAFSA after October 1st of your senior year. So what is Zell Miller? So the Zell Miller Scholarship is kind of building on to the Hope Scholarship. So the Zell Miller requires a 3.7 core high school Hope GPA, which you can calculate on Georgia Futures. And it also requires either a 1200 SAT math and reading or a 26 ACT composite score. And this is a score that you have to obtain in 1 testing sitting. You must, once again, earn a minimum of 4 credits from an academic rigor course. And what Zell Miller will do is it will add on to your Hope Scholarship so that 100% of your tuition is paid for a 2-year or 4-year degree. So once again, just like the Hope Scholarship, you're going to need to have graduated from a Georgia high school. You must be a Georgia resident for at least 1 year, have a green card or citizenship, and then in college, you're going to have to maintain a 3.3. So the Zell Miller Grant requires a 3.5 college GPA for grant eligibility. It does not require a test score, and it will cover 100% of your tuition for certificate and diploma at technical colleges. And so once again, you're going to have to graduate from high school. You're going to have to be a Georgia resident for at least 1 year with a green card or citizenship, and you must maintain a 3.5 while in college. And it's that same deadline for the regular Hope Scholarship. So your senior year, you need to have applied by October 1st with your FAFSA. So which classes count towards Hope? All the classes that begin with these numbers are going to be the ones that Hope is looking at. So the English classes, the mathematics, the science that begin with a 26, or the science that begin with a 40, social studies, and world language. Certain CTAE courses will count in the Hope GPA if it counted for your 4th year science. High school credit earned in middle school is not going to count towards Hope. Only specific courses completed in grades 9 through 12 are going to be the ones that count. So which courses are going to be weighted for Hope? Honors courses do not earn any additional quality points when you're trying to calculate your Hope GPA. AP, IB, and dual enrollment courses earn a 0.5 additional quality point up to a 4.0. So the Hope GPA is not that GPA you see on your transcript. You need to go to Georgia Futures in order to figure out exactly what your Hope GPA is. So how do you find money? Where do you find resources? So you can find scholarships and resources by going to the school counseling office or visit our website. You can look at college websites. A lot of times your best bet when finding scholarships are going to be to try to find them as local as possible. So try to find scholarships within your city, within your county, or within the specific college you're wanting to apply to, just because there's less competition. There are also various online resources such as Georgia Futures, Career Cruising, Big Future, which is College Board, and others. Sometimes your current employer or your parents' employers might offer scholarships. And then different organizations you're involved with might offer scholarships. So how do you get the money? So create a resume and prepare a personal statement so that you'll be ready to apply. So that's something you can start doing now. Search for scholarships everywhere and follow their instructions to apply. And try to apply early and often, because scholarships do have deadlines. And so the more you apply, the more likely you are to actually receive one of them. And make sure you complete the FAFSA as soon as possible after October 1st of your senior year. And so some of those community resources and community scholarships can include scholarships specific to your high school, churches, stuff like that. And you can start applying for some grants and scholarships as early as your junior year. So you want to look and see if the scholarship you're looking at might actually accept your application as a junior. So dual enrollment. Dual enrollment is a program that allows 11th and 12th graders to take college classes while completing their high school diploma. So it provides a limited options for 10th graders. So any 10th grader can take CTAE classes at a technical college. 10th graders who have earned a 1200 SAT or 26 ACT are eligible to apply to any dual enrollment program and take any approved course. So what dual enrollment does is it pays for 100% of your tuition, mandatory fees, and required textbooks for up to a maximum cap of 30 hours. So 30 hours typically means a standard college class is going to be 3 credit hours. So you can have up to 30 credit hours. So this is going to be roughly 1 year full-time college enrollment, or about 10 courses. So you can take approved courses in English, math, science, social studies, world language, or like I said, those CTAE classes. And the goal of dual enrollment is to increase the college access and completion and prepare students to enter the workforce with the skills necessary in order for them to succeed. So this can be a great option for someone who's perhaps concerned about how they're going to pay for college. If you can go ahead and get your entire first year out of the way, 100% tuition free, it's a great opportunity. So if you're interested in dual enrollment, speak with your school counselor. Look at your high school's official procedures and requirements, research the dual enrollment college admissions requirements and deadlines, apply to college, so submit your SAT, ACT scores, or AccuPlacer scores as soon as possible. Request an official transcript from your counseling office, because when you apply to the college, you're going to apply like you typically would apply to a college. Meet with your counselor to decide which dual enrollment classes you need to take, and complete the paperwork on the school side. So a few things to consider. Do you want to be full-time, or do you want to be part-time? So do you want to spend part of your day still taking high school classes and then part of your days doing dual enrollment, or do you want to be at dual enrollment all day? You also want to consider whether the future college you want to attend will accept your transfer credits, because some won't. So you want to look at if the classes you're taking at the specific dual enrollment college you take is going to easily transfer over. How your future college might compare dual enrollment versus AP. So some look at AP more highly than they look at dual enrollment, or perhaps vice versa. Are you ready for college level classes? So college level classes are much more independent work. So is that something you feel like you're ready to take on, or do you want to take a little bit more time and try to prepare while you're still in high school? You also want to think about transportation and parking. How are you going to get there? How are you going to get back? Are you going to be able to pay for the parking? And then potential schedule complications within school and extracurricular things, especially if you are wanting to do part-time. And then the Cobb County and college calendars are going to be different. So you might have a spring break for the college when you don't have a spring break for Cobb County, and vice versa. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Naviance. So Naviance is a delivery system and college career search engine, but it's also how we're going to be communicating with you throughout the year. So logging into Naviance. So if you're on a Cobb County School System computer, then you're going to automatically be logged into Naviance. So you can access Naviance from the CCSD homepage, your school's website, as well as our school counseling website. So to log into Naviance from home, you're going to be using your Microsoft 365 username and password. And so this is just kind of what the homepage looks like. And so the first thing that we want you to do when you get in there is to update your email address. So we need your email address to make sure that the information we're sending out to you is actually going someplace that you're looking at. So click on the About Me link at the very top of the page, click on My Account, click on the pencil icon in the contact information box, enter your email address that you're checking frequently, and click Save. And so Naviance is going to be used for college and career planning, resume building, communicating with your counselor, as well as scholarship searches. So what we're going to do today is go to your planner and click on Tasks. So your planner is going to be in the upper right hand of your screen. Click on that and then scroll down to where you see Tasks. And so the task that it says is in there is to complete the Junior Bridge Law Survey. So it'll say 11th grade Bridge Law Survey. Select Take the Survey on the right-hand side of the screen with that little arrow and diamond. Click Start and then answer those questions and click Finish. And so after you're done, you can reach out to us to make sure that we see it. And then you also can check to make sure that it went through by going to the tasks you need to work on and making sure that it says that you're all set and you have nothing else assigned to you. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to access Naviance. So you can access Naviance in a couple different ways. Like I said, you can visit our school counseling website and we have a link right there. But you can also access it through the main cobbk12.org website. So the way you're going to find it is you're going to click on Menu and then go over to Parents and Students. Click on that, click on Sign In, and then it will take you to a list of different things you can sign into. From there, you're going to click right here to where it says Naviance. So once you are in Naviance, you will see something that says welcome and your name. And so the first thing, like I said, we're going to do is go in there and update your contact information. So go to About Me in the upper right, click on My Account, and then you can go in and edit your contact information by clicking on that little pencil icon. And so after you've done that, the other thing that we're going to focus on doing is completing your 11th grade Bitchville survey task. So you can access that by clicking on the My Planner, which is in the top right. Scroll down to where it says Tasks, click on that, and then it will say Tasks you need to work on. And so it will say 11th grade Bridge Law Survey. So we're going to click on that. And then where that little pink diamond with the arrow is, we're going to click on the Take This Survey link right next to it. We'll click that, and then that will begin the survey. And so you can fill out the entire survey and click Submit Answers, and then it should show that you completed it. The other cool thing in Naviance that I wanted to go ahead and show you is the super match. So the super match can be found by clicking on colleges in the upper right. So click on colleges, go to the colleges home, and then there's a super match tool. So it says Find Your Fit Super Match. And so this, if you're not sure exactly which college you're interested in, or you're trying to narrow some options down, this can be a really helpful tool for you. It's not required, but what you'll do in here is you'll put in different criteria you are looking for in a college. So you can put in things such as, do you want a big campus? Do you want a smaller campus? Do you want a campus that's more expensive or less expensive? Do you want a campus that has a lot of diversity, or do you want a lot of people who might be similar to you? Does it matter if it has a lot of sports teams? So lots of different things to consider other than just what majors they offer. So you can put stuff in like that, and it will help narrow it down and give you a list of colleges that really match what you're looking for out of your college experience. So if you have some extra time or you're still trying to figure out which colleges you might want to look into, this can be a really helpful tool for you.